Hi everybody. I am going to quickly show you a fun project that it will be an additional project for this Joyful transfer. So if you end up purchasing the bundle, this is just another project that you would be able to create with using that same transfer. So this, I found this, it's a shadow box type frame, and I got it at IKEA. It's called Ganabo. I don't know how you pronounce it, but we'll go with that. Anyways, I pre-cut a piece of cardstock that I'm going to put in there once I remove the piece of paper. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the glass out because I'm going to be working directly on the glass. So we'll take all the pieces out, set them aside, and don't need that piece of paper. So, oh, this actually has a film over it. I wasn't expecting it. That's actually really nice. On both sides it looks like too. So this isn't actually glass. This is more like a plexiglass, which is actually great for, I guess if it's shipping or something, it won't break. So it might be hard for you to see, to actually see but I can see it, so it'll be fine. So I'm just peeling off my transfer. I've already written on the back on the transfer sheet what the name of the transfer is, and I'm going to go ahead and do my best to center it. I'm trying not to get my head in the frame here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just fuzz this a little bit more. So I'm going to take my fuzzing cloth because it's sticking really well, and I don't want it to stick too well because I don't want to ruin my transfer. When it sticks really well, it can stretch your transfer out when you peel it off, and you don't want to do that. It will ruin your transfer. It's still usable, but it's just a little bit distorted. Okay, so now I'm putting that on, and I want to, it's a little bit crooked, sorry. Let's try that one more time. Okay, I think that's better. All right, and I want to make sure there's no air bubbles. It looks good. And I am going to work with Candy Apple, and this, whoopsies, this is Meadow. This one I haven't opened yet. So I'm just gonna peel this seal off and give it a good stir. Oh, this one is a little bit thick, so all you do is just stir it up. And I'm adding a little bit of distilled water just to thin it out a bit. You want to have your consistency to be about the, I don't know, kind of the thinness of yogurt or even cake batter, I've heard. So you don't want it to be too runny, but you don't want it to be too thick. If it's thick, it just doesn't work as well. Plus it also, it'll dry too fast. Just about done here. Sorry, I should have probably done this before I started my video, but at the same time, it's good for you to know when you receive paste, and if it's a little bit thick, how to deal with that. It literally is just adding water. They do suggest suggest distilled water because there's no bacteria in it. So you don't want to have any bacterial growth in your paste. Okay, just a little bit thick still. I just keep adding slowly. I don't want it to be too thin, so I'm just being careful. If it's too thin, then it's harder to work with. And if I did manage to get it too thin, all I would do is just leave the lid off for a little while. See, this one's perfect. This one feels just smooth and creamy. It's perfect. Okay. All right, so we'll get started. I'm going to do the word joyful in red. And I'm going to leave it a little bit thick, as far as like I'm not going to squeegee off the excess yet. I'm going to let it sit, and that'll give me a little more time to add the green before the red, before it dries. Because once it dries, it will stick into the transfer, and you don't want it to do that because you'll peel it off of your surface with the transfer, and we don't want that to happen. So you just need to let it kind of be thick for a minute, and then I'll come back at the end and just squeegee off the excess. Okay, so I have the red. The red is on there, and now I'm just going to quickly work with the meadow green. And I do need to work fairly quickly because I don't want it to dry and peel off. I still feel like this is a little bit thick. Oops. Picked up a little bit of red by accident. Hopefully that doesn't get anywhere where I don't want it to be. And if it is, I can just, I can always just wash this off and start it over if I really make a big error. That's the one nice thing about the paste. And this type of surface, you can just wash it off and start again. Okay, so I'm going to squeegee off the excess green. Start with that. And I'm just going to put it going to put the excess back into my container. And then I'm going to quickly do that with the red as well. Take off the excess. Put it into my container. Okay, and before it dries too much, I'm going to quickly peel this back up. And it's always best to actually work with the center of your transfer and peel it that way. It helps it from stretching on a bias. Okay, and I'm going to quickly blow dry this. It's looking really cute right now. And I'm just going to dry it just so I don't accidentally smudge it with my fingers while I assemble the frame back together. So so I'll put this back in, and then I'll layer it back the way it was. That's pretty cute. Okay, and then this is just the piece of cardstock, just plain old white cardstock that I cut to size to fit. And we'll put the backing on my frame. And this frame was really inexpensive. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it. I think it was around $4 or $5. But it's super cute. And I'm actually seeing, I may redo this off screen but I just want to show you it's a little bit off center. It's going a little bit to that side. So I'll probably redo it and just to get it centered a little bit better. But isn't that adorable? I just love how that turned out. Nice thing is like I said, I can just wash that off and redo it. It'll take me just minutes to redo. And isn't that adorable? So because this is washable with water, if you want to have it a permanent, for it to be permanent, so it won't wash off, you can just spray it with a clear matte sealer and it will stay permanently. It won't come off with water. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's project. I'm glad that you were able to come in and watch it today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.